out to the city, all the vultures followed me, preying on my weakness like it was a disease. A few times it brought me to my knees, brought me to my knees.
I've definitely felt typecast a lot in the early stages of my career. I was so proud to be singing a song that was fighting for Indigenous rights. People were very shocked to learn later that I'm also Asian American and I'm also Mexican. My mom's an immigrant, and there were so many other parts of my story that I really wanted to share, but we're yet to be a part of that conversation. A lot of times, as people of color, we are qualified by our race. It is a valid need that we want to diversify, but there's a difference between inclusion and tokenism. It just started to feel like my race was overshadowing the fact that I'm also an artist. I wanted to write an album that was an explanation to the question, what are you?
I'm a rebel soul.
I meditated one day and I woke up, I wrote the words woman in color at the top of a paper, and I literally listed different things that this meant to me.
Feel the earth.
And so I wrote my mother, my grandmother's ancestry, where I grew up, like all these things, that this is what this term means to me. And then I just wrote the songs, filled in the blank.
We used to be so free.
In order to make Woman in Color, I actually started a record label with my Patreon community. Together we funded this album.
To the mountains.
This album is about being proud of who you are, reclaiming who you are, taking back your power. I'm so proud of the way we made the album because I think that that really informed and was a part of the whole story.
Running, 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 running with the wolves again.
I could not tell my story without first starting with my mom's story. That's why the first song on my album, Woman in Color, is my mother's story. It's a song called Change Your Name. Mom was born in Tokyo, Japan, and she moved to the United States when she was 3 years old. She took a boat from Japan to the West Coast, then flew to the East Coast, where my Oji-san, my grandfather, was a political science student at Columbia University.
They may change your name.
Her parents changed her name from Shuga to Shirley when she moved here because they wanted the kids in her school to be able to pronounce her name, to accept her as an American. There were some US soldiers stationed in Japan at that time when she was 3 years old, and my Obachan went up to the soldiers and said, we're moving to America, what should we name our daughter? And they were like, oh, Shirley Temple is really popular right now. Because of the political situation with Taiwan and Japan at the time, my mom's family had no nationality. They actually moved to the United States with stateless passports. When I was a kid, my mom always told me she was stateless, and she almost said it with not in a joking way, but in a way of she was almost proud. She was yeah, I was stateless when I moved here. But it wasn't until I was older I fully understood that my mother had no nationality. She had no passport of a specific country until she was 17. I think that my own identity journey of learning to embrace who I am and all parts of it was really parallel to my mother's identity journey that she's still on to this day, of being proud to be not only Japanese, not only Taiwanese, but also stateless. The It Girl is about being in middle school and wanting to be something that I'm not. It's about being 12 and brown, looking in the mirror and being like, I'm ugly. If I had white skin, fair skin, like these girls in my class, I would be beautiful, boys would like me, and all my problems would go away.
I could be the girl, can't you see?
I was a child actor when I was a kid. I thought if I wanted to be an actress, if I wanted to be an artist, I could not have brown skin. I couldn't look how I look. Especially couldn't be mixed race, because if there's a casting notice, they're gonna put one race and I can't identify with any of them because I'm like 4. That made me feel horrible.
Why would you wanna be like
I literally can think of like a couple different girls in my class that I would literally go to bed praying I would wake up and be them.
it, girl, can't you see?
The It Girl is about saying goodbye to all of that.
Magazine, paint me like
I want to be a role model for young girls out there to know that they're perfect the way they are, and don't waste that time, wanting to be something else, because it's not gonna work. You can't pray and be someone else. So the It Girl is me, and it's you, and it's everyone. And that song is fun.
that's me. I don't give a shit, girl, yeah, that's me.
I recently had the opportunity to have some Neumann microphones in my home studio. It's been such a game changer. And I had some of the KM184s on my guitar, getting both the top of the fretboard and like at the bottom of the guitar. It just sounds so much better.
I wanna take a chance with you.
Getting to record vocals on a TLM-49 has been really incredible. The sound is unmatched, it's so rich. It's something that you can't get with any microphone. It's something that you definitely can't get on stage. It was just really magic.
'Cause after all that we've been through, if it's the last thing that I do,
Now I understand why people can be in their studios all day.
with you.
After releasing Woman in Color, I started to zoom in a little bit and write songs about the moment. Having to kind of like take a step back and realize like what's in front of me, what's real, is enough, and it's beautiful, and I'm grateful for it. This song is called Romantic Thing, number 248.
I wanna be in a romance with you. I wanna be in a romance with you. I wanna be in a crowded room and do a little dance with you. I wanna take a chance with you. 'Cause after all that we've been through, if it's the last thing that I do, I wanna take a chance with you.
There's so many different things that make me me, but first and foremost, I'm an artist, a musician, a creator.